Patriotic comrades, welcome back. Now, before we get into Prime Minister Andrew Holness flying over Westmoreland and Hanover to go straight to St. James because allegedly he didn't have anywhere to land, before we get into that, back we talk about OUR and the JPS. Now, Patriotic comrades, I don't know if you know this or if you're not aware, but JPS have this dirty style. And I said dirty style because I want dirty style, and I don't understand where they get that from, where after every hurricane, them seem to want pass on the damages of the hurricane, meaning any utility pole get damaged or anything relating to JPS get damaged. They have a dirty tendency to pass it on to we as the consumers, as the customers. Now, me no know, Patriotic comrades, maybe me no have no sense, but that no make no sense. Zin, you're not supposed to pass it on to me as the consumer. Hurricanes are natural occurrences. It is an act of nature. So because when hurricane come and blow down 10 million light posts, what that have to do with me as the end user consumer of the electricity? That me want to know in a Patriotic comrades. Cause as me say, them have a tendency to pass on the charges of all the damages done to their equipment to us. Now, the perfect analogy why me tell us this no make no sense is, imagine me as a taxi man, me mash up my front end by carrying passengers to and fro. So me go my mechanic and my mechanic tell me say, boy, the front end part here I go run you at least $150,000 plus labor, run it off at 60,000. Zin? So now imagine me as the taxi man, I go look for my passenger them when me carry every day and say, yo, you see like how me look out the front end part here, and I because me a carry no every day in a me taxi, now me have to go raise fear in order for me get back my money when me spend pan for buy the brand new front end parts and for fix the front end so me can carry no back daily. Me have to go pass on the charges to Uno and raise no fear. I would not have no more customers for carry in my car because none of them now go agree to that. So it would be ridiculous, Patriotic comrades, for me as a taxi man. I go look for my customers them and say, yo, Uno have to foot the bill for them front end parts here now. My taxi would be empty. Nobody would ever take my taxi again. So this is the problem when you have a utility company like a JPS who have a monopolistic control on electricity. Now them can do things like this, and the OUR allow them to get with it because they're the only supplier of electricity. Now I am all for competition. We need an next. Me don't know how them all do it, but I am for an next power service company because I think it is utter ridiculous for you pass on the bill to me. I did not create any hurricane. I never make Melissa can tear down on a light post or on a light wire or whatever damages were done to JPS. Me supposed to only pay for the current when me use, and that's it. So anything want mash up during the hurricane, pass it on to the shareholders and the owners for JPS, pass it on to them. And them I make millions of dollars in profit yearly. And I donate millions of profit to wherever. Don't pass it on to we as the consumers. That no make no sense whatsoever. 0 cents. The same way how the busman or the taxi man don't get to pass on the charges to the consumer or them passengers, because that would be ridiculous. Me a pay you for carry from point A to point B. If you mash up 2 strut in your car, what that have to do with me? Me a pay for your service. Me just want to go from point A to point B. You pick me up at point A and you drop me at point C, and me pay you, and that's it. Anything happen in between you carrying me to my destination, that not nothing to do with me. So what they want to look out 2 strut, that still not have nothing to do with the passengers in the vehicle. So JPS and OUR is, me don't know what kind of regulatory body them be or what power them have over JPS. I don't think OUR have no power over JPS. So Patriotic comrades, the OUR urges JPS to ensure proper billing following Hurricane Melissa. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has urged the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, JPS, to ensure the observation of good practice and the application of reasonable consideration acceleration in its billing to consumers in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. No, just the wording of that is just nonsensical, because the wording alone make you know say OUR not have no authority to regulate JPS in no way, shape or form, even though they are the Office of Utilities Regulation and JPS is a utility. But just by how they word that alone make you know say JPS not take no talk from them. Zero talk. Oh my God. What I want to know, patriotic comrades, who pays the OUR? Is it the utilities company or is it the government? Because if the utilities company appear and fund the OUR and keep the lights on at the OUR, then OUR can't tell them boss what to do. So that's why I want to know if the government pay OUR or a flow, JPS, Water Commission and all the other utility companies them. If them pay OUR and fund the OUR can't tell them what to do. You see me? The OUR says the billing concerns that emerge following Hurricane Beryl in 2024 should be avoided whenever possible. The utility regulator says it will be engaging with JPS in a collaborative approach to ensure that any risk of bill shock to consumers can be mitigated while remaining cognizant that additional cost may be unavoidable. Now that are the part I have a problem with. We remain committed to ensuring that in any such eventuality, they will be spread out over time. They will be spread out over time to avoid rate shock, said OUR in a media release on Friday. So that is Friday, October 31st, 2025. The OUR is reminding JPS customers that electricity rates are not arbitrarily increased, as the electricity license 2016 JPS license provides clear guidelines on how and when such matters are considered, including the applicable formulas and cost elements, and the review of tariff application submissions by JPS, which are due annually or every 5 years. The agency noted that changes in some of the input costs for electricity supply may impact the rates charged in any given month. For example, JPS may have to rely on more expensive fuel due to the unavailability of natural gas. Now, stick a whole heap up in there. So how do we know that they are not still using natural gas or have a large surplus of natural gas in storage or in reserve, but them feel like, if say, well, we have to go raise the price in our cars, we have to go get more expensive fuel due to the unavailability of natural gas. How we know if them just said that for raise the price, meanwhile having a surplus of natural gas same way in storage, and them just said that because them want to raise the price so they can make a huge profit? Think about that for a second. I'm just asking a question. How do we know when these utility companies are tell life and when them are tell truth? You see me? Cause what if stop them from raising the costs while still using natural gas and have an abundance of natural gas for last them maybe for the next 5 years, and say, boy, we have to raise it, because there is a scarcity of natural gas and the fuel we are going to buy is more dearer. So you see me? How do we know if them are tell the truth? That's all me I ask, because we the end user as consumers, we feel the pinch, because you know we pay for everything like a week as hurricane, and that never make no sense to me, patriotic comrades. Trust me, it always frustrate me. Cause me I say, why me if you bear the blunt? Why we as taxpayers we always bear the brunt brunt of everything. Every hurricane JPS pass on the damages to us as consumers. We never damage nothing. We just pay for the current we use. A your job. You want to sell with the current, you know. So a your job to find where you send the current to us. And when you find where you send the current to us, you charge with a monthly bill for our consumption in usage. If me use $10,000 water light fee month, that you charge me. As to how you make the electricity reach to me via the lines and the light posts, them that not have nothing to do with me. That is your job as the utility company to provide all of them there so you can sell me the current. Me only responsible for what me use. I am only supposed to pay for the amount of current what me use on a monthly basis. So if 10 million hurricane want come, God forbid, and if you mash up your light post them and your light wire, it have nothing to do with me. You and your shareholders and the owners for JPS, that cost should go to them. Cause when you not make no quarterly profits and no annual profits, we as the end user consumer, we not get nothing. We not get no little discount. We not get no benefit from JPS. No discount, no customer appreciation day for JPS customers. Oh, this month you're gonna get a 20%, a 25% reduction in your light bill. Never. And then want come pass on charges for damages were caused by Hurricane Melissa, Beryl, Gilbert, whoever, Ivan, Dean. That never make no sense to me. It is very ridiculous. So patriotic comrades, it would seem that we're supposed to only share and participate in the losses and pay for the losses of JPS equipment and utility pole and utility lines. But as it relates to sharing in the profits and being a shareholder, because we are some shareholder, but we are some bastardized shareholder when I get no cut of the profits. But when the time come now, if we pay for damages were caused by a natural disaster where we never have no control over, them a put the losses on us to cover it. That no sound right, that no look right, that no feel right. Tell me what you think in the comment sections, patriotic comrades. Patriotic comrades, and then me have to ask the question, what kind of deals our governments over the years would have make with these utility companies? So we must always operate at a loss, but the rich billionaire shareholders and owners of JPS, them not feel lose nothing. Remember say light post and the light wire belong to them, you know, belong to me, you know, me, you can't go out there go dig up one light post and say we are taking, you know, you got prison till you're sick. So patriotic comrades, let's talk Andrew Wellness, cause so man couldn't stop a Westmoreland nor Hanover, but he go straight a man to go be, a girl to go be. So how Marky G land in a White House, how Marky G land in a Westmoreland, but the Prime Minister flew over Westmoreland and Hanover. That no make no sense, patriotic comrades. God forbid the Prime Minister play politics with Hurricane. Cause last time I check, the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of every Jamaican, whether they did vote for you or not. As so me know democracy work. It would not be democracy if everybody vote for one man. But it no look good. The optics, me could just address the optics alone, patriotic comrades. It don't look good. As Prime Minister, you have to go to the most severely damaged parishes in the island. You have to touch down in every one of the severely damaged parishes in the island. You don't get to skip over 1, 2 in a helicopter and go straight to Galtigo Bay. It doesn't work like that. What kind of message is the Prime Minister sending to Jamaicans? Cause if Marky G can land in a Westmoreland, why couldn't the Prime Minister? Is it because Westmoreland go back orange? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. But either way, if vehicle can drive through Westmoreland, helicopter half can land at Westmoreland. There are too much places in Westmoreland where helicopter can land, and it is even more important for you land in a Westmoreland based on the severity and the damages. You have to dep on the ground as the Prime Minister. You not get to magically fly over in a private helicopter. And when I say private, I don't mean say he own the helicopter, because I know some people want to take what I say out of context. More importantly, you're supposed to go to the most severe parishes first. So you could have go Westmoreland, Galtigo Bay, then you go Hanover. Or you go Westmoreland, Hanover, Galtigo Bay. Me see that very simple. So why wasn't no helicopter provided for opposition leader Mark Golding? To the point where Mark had to rent a private helicopter in order to visit and touch down in a Westmoreland. Me not understand what kind of politics is at play here. Anyway, we never make that stop. With them couldn't stop with and go down there. So Marky G did what any good leader does and make sure say he get down there by any means necessary. So even if he have to rent a helicopter out of in personal pocket, that's what he did, because that's what a true and real leader does. So if the government did not provide any helicopter for a Mark Jefferson Golding, then I not like how the government is actually practicing and playing politics in Jamaica. No, this is a time of actual unity, where unity is needed. We just go through a Cat 5 hurricane, Zin, where basically rip and tear through the southern parishes, the whole of the south coast. So we should be working together, and me not see no reason why both Andrew and Mark can't arrive in the same helicopter. But then again, we are talking about the Jamaica Labour Party, where them would have never do something like that, like never. And they say choose Jamaica and then care about Jamaica and Jamaicans. But when the time comes for show and prove, and when their word is supposed to match their actions, we see an incongruency with where the JLP say and what they do. And if this is the type of politics where the JLP are practice, Jamaica is going in the wrong direction politically. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister of every single Jamaican, every tax-paying Jamaican, and every Jamaican pay taxes. So his job as Prime Minister is to show up for everybody will vote for him and everybody will never vote for him. You don't get to pick and choose and play politics. Patriotic comrades, we never hear of a hurricane relief committee before. So we see one come up by the Jamaica Labour Party being co-chaired by Darrell Vaz and Desmond Mackenzie. That is heavy politicization of a natural disaster. There's a saying that says never let a good crisis go to waste, and it look like the JLP is practicing that very said statement, because they are milking this with every political optics where they can milk this far. This is being heavily politicized in order to score political points when people need help. And Andrew end up touchdown in a Westmoreland after the heavy backlash, so eventually end up in a Westmoreland. Yo, the JLP is something else, and the mainstream media now call them out on this. It's like they just get a free pass or a free reign for just do anything. No one challenges the Jamaica Labour Party in the mainstream media. No one holds them accountable in the mainstream media, and I wonder why. That's why I'm telling you, me stop watch news on TV long years now. I'm realizing it's just fake. My lived experience and my daily reality prove that to me every day me wake up. Now something very odd and strange come across my phone screen where me see Comrade Zulika Jessa said the government tell her say she is not allowed, she is not permitted to go into any form of arrangement with any form of private contractor as it relates to, clearing the roads or clearing road in her constituency. So what I want to know is what she's supposed to do, because on one hand, if she not do nothing, she look incompetent, and the JLP are going to say, see, PMP incompetent and they can't do nothing because say bad girl Melissa passed through and the PMP MP them never did a perform. Meanwhile, the whole time they were being sabotaged and undermined. Well, meanwhile their efforts were being sabotaged and undermined by the government. You see me? In an attempt to try make the PNP MPs look incompetent and say, boy, see it? See Labour right MP over there, so for them thing a shot and for them community up and running. Yes, because the same barrier to entry as it relates to access to resources that is needed, like for example, for pay private contractors to get certain things done. The PNP MPs are being told that, hey, you can't do nothing like that there. You are not allowed and you are not permitted to do anything like that. So, in other words, your constituency as a PNP MP, you have to make them suffer and then have to wait and then they're back at the line. But you can't do that. You're going to look bad and you're going to look incompetent. So guess what? You have to just disregard what the government tell you and do what you have to do and do what you need to do. You see me? You have to. People are in need. People need to exit and enter the community freely. So if you road them block, you have to clear the roads. So Comrade Zulika Jess, me support you 100%. Me see you still do what you have to do. Me see you go ahead and do what you're supposed to do as a member of parliament. You see me? Cause of that the people them vote for you for and elect you for. Don't make nobody try sabotage and undermine you. Your constituency if you try make you look like you're incompetent and in the same light the more cast the PNP as an incompetent party, and we cannot allow that just the same. So do what you have to do, Comrade Zulika Jess. Government has said, oh, you're not permitted, you're not allowed to get no contractor, no private contractor fee. Clean up your constituency. To hell with what the government just say. Are they telling that to Labour right MPs as well, or are they only telling that to PNP MPs? That are the question we want to answer to. That are the question me ask, and we seek answers for that question there. Big up all patriotic comrades. One MG, one comrade leader, Mark Jefferson Golding. Big up yourself anywhere you're there, my general. Anywhere you're there.